Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Cody Jones, and welcome back to a P Thing podcast. Um, Originally, me and Stephen M. Green, who was going to be a guest on the podcast, we um we originally had the idea of interviewing one another, but I guess we were so like caught up in so many different topics, such as YouTube and all that stuff, we completely went sidetracked and I mean, it was still fun either way to record, And honestly, it's always just a joy to really talk to Stephen M. Green, even when we're not recording. Like, we're just, like, talking regardless and talking about everything from YouTube to poetry to caffeine. Like, we were just completely going on a absolute, like, off the rails conversation. I mean, it was still fun regardless, but I hope you guys enjoy this episode either way. Stephen M. Green, I'm always happy to be a guest on your podcast, man. You're my friend, you're my brother, I'm happy to have met you and everything, and your mother is a nice lady. I'm always happy that she says hi on the phone and all that. But other than that, man, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And yeah, we're back, baby. A P Thing podcast is back with this new episode. And honestly, man, it's absolutely been a while since we recorded, But I hope you guys enjoy it. Be sure to follow us on Spotify. Follow A P Thing podcast on Spotify, man. That way you guys can be notified of new episodes that drop every single Sunday. We do not miss a beat on that, man. We are on that like white on rice, baby. And honestly, I'm happy to be back to recording. So, hope you guys enjoy this episode. And I'm out. Peace. Also, I just want to point out that we did kind of. I think he recorded a little bit mid conversation because we were just about to record and I think we already did get done talking about caffeine, energy drinks, and shit. And by the time that I asked him, like, if he was gonna do a little intro or some shit, like, that's where the recording begins. But I mean, for an episode that is like 30, 30 something long, 30 minutes long or so, I mean, it was still fun to record. But other than that, again, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Intro or anything? Did he even do intros in the video?
Wait, what?
Do you even do intros in your videos of the podcast? Like, hey, my name's Stephen M. Green.
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll say I'll probably have like an opening line about what the episode's about, and then I'll say, "Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast," or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah. My intro, like my kind of phrase is always like "Hello, everyone." Like that's it. It's really simple, straight to the point. You know, I'm mentioning everyone. So that's always been like, ever since 2019, ever since I started my channel, that's always been it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like every time if I say something different, like "Hey guys" or "What's up," then I'm most likely playing another person. So, so it's not me. It's some imposter. Yeah.
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 It's like kind of like creating my own phrases,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, I'm still trying.
What?
Huh?
What?
Like I'm still trying to figure out an intro. Like, hey guys, my name's Cody Jones. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Like I'm still trying to figure out like how am I going to start this?
Yeah.
All my answers are completely different.
Yeah. I just, I just think sometimes we just overthink, you know, like we were just trying to think of like the most perfect way of doing it, you know, but
Yeah,
you know, eventually it's gonna come naturally, you know what I mean? Like, you know, because I know you could be on your 10th take, you know, trying to say something, and I don't know. I
yeah,
mean, I guess it's different for everyone. I mean, I have that's happened to me before too, where I keep like reshooting and doing the same take over and over again. But I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's I don't know. It's I don't really know how to explain it, like you know, because it's just different.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, man.
Yeah.
It's like I do have, like, I did create some catchphrases after like a few of my first videos. Like, if I'm gonna get to the topic, I'm just gonna end up saying, like, enough of that. Let's get it cracking. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
that's
mean,
like so.
it just depends on your style, depends on what you want. Like if you just want to get straight to the point, you know, then you know that's
Yeah,
good. But if you feel like you have to have an intro, then that's also good. There's no wrong way, you know. There's something wrong about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like with the podcast, I don't even have anything like scripted or whatever. We just completely just ramble on with whatever we see.
Yeah, I hear you. That's
Yeah,
funny when you mention that about like not scripted, because initially, like when I started doing my podcasts, I was trying to avoid scripts altogether, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't want to have a script. I just wanted to kind of flow naturally. But what I found out for my last few episodes, was that it actually helps to have a script, because it keeps you on topic of what you're talking about. So, like,
yeah,
I mean, with that coffee episode, for me, like, I mean, I didn't just want the episode to just be about me and how much I loved coffee. I wanted it to be educational too. So I
yeah,
did my research, and I went to multiple websites to look up statistics about coffee and how popular it is, how many people drink it per day, and all of that, to kind of integrate that into my podcast. And I
yeah.
did, and I honestly think, like, I know I only have 4 episodes out, you know, so far, but I think that might be one of my favorite episodes I've done, was that coffee episode. You know, like, for the sole reason that I scripted it, but it flowed really well. You know, like it just worked. So that's that. But of course, also have to think about that too. And I mean, if I'm interviewing someone, if I'm, like, you know, talking to you, right? Then I
Mhm.
do try to have a list of questions in mind, you know. But
Yeah,
but depending on what the guest does, that can kind of change. You know,
yeah,
like, because they could almost they could almost change the whole dynamic of the episode, like if the guest becomes the interviewer, or if they say something that you didn't think about, and now you're like, oh wait, but now I want to know more about this, you know what I mean? Yeah.
absolutely. It's
Hmm.
like I want to be completely prepared with like info on this person and
Yeah.
questions like, how
Hmm.
did you get into this in the beginning?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
did other people?
yeah. That to me, that's important. Like I don't just want to go into a interview and, you know, talk to someone or ask someone questions without me having a good idea of, like, you know, what they're doing, you know, where they're from, you know what I mean? Hmm.
Like really familiarize yourself with the person.
Hmm. Actually, wait a second. Was I gonna? How many guests have you had on your podcast?
Um, you have to look.
A lot? Yeah.
Uh, no, not a lot, sadly.
Oh.
um, I wish I had that many.
Oh. I hear you. Yeah, I'm just um shoot. You write questions, right? That's something you do, right?
Do I write questions? No, I just think of them off the fly.
Oh, okay. So you do that. Do you does that help? Like, do you feel comfortable?
At times, I mean, unless it's with a person that I do not know very much of,
Hmm.
then yeah, I would like to have questions on the person, familiarize myself. Like there was this dude named um, Young P. Louie. Like I did have him as a guest, but I wasn't very familiar with him. So it's like throughout the interview, I was like looking through his channel, looking through his profile, like okay, apparently he looks like a gamer. I'm gonna ask him about that. He's a YouTuber. I'm gonna ask about that. Oh, he does music. I'm probably gonna ask about that.
Wait. You said Young P. Louie, right?
Young P. Louie,
Yo,
yeah.
isn't that the same person I interviewed on my podcast?
Absolutely. Me and him still talk.
That's crazy, man. Because I knew him from middle school, from high school, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've known him for a while, but I never really talked to him. Like we didn't really become like best friends or anything like that. We just went to class and we had separate classes or whatever. But I remember always seeing him and then keeping that in the back of my head in mind that he was a YouTuber, right? He was a YouTuber first, and then he transitioned to doing music. And
Yeah.
I just had to interview him, like I just wanted to know more about the creative process of what he does because I love his music. I think his music's great.
I like his rap music a little bit more than I like his punk music. I think me and him were talking about that,
Hmm.
like how I'm not really all that into with his like punk rock stage.
Hmm.
And the same goes for Machine Gun Kelly. Like I like the hip hop version of him better than the defeated going to punk rock mode.
Oh my God, when he starts rapping, like he goes off. Like you can't stop him. Like he's so good, and I'm like, my God, like this guy, like this guy, the
The
lyrics, and like I'm just like trying to process everything.
the double entendres and everything. Me and my brothers were bagging on him when he started making punk music. Like, this guy, he completely switched genres after Eminem shit on him.
Well, no, I mean, sometimes a genre switch can be good. It can bring a new audience. Like new listeners. But obviously for like the die-hard like listeners, they're gonna kind of feel betrayed and like, wait a second, why do you just change genres? Like
Yeah,
yeah, that's completely understandable.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like, I was really digging it when Tech Nine like mixes a little bit of rock and rap and then metal and rap. I mean, this dude, he's worked with so many iconic people, like the last two members of the Doors,
Hmm.
the lead singer of Korn, and check him out. It's like he mixes and blends everything, and somehow they always come out good. I mean, he even fucking rapped with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That's pretty crazy. Which is so funny how Dwayne he started kind of like a little, I don't even know if you can call it a career, but he had that one song, and I'm like, wait a second, so
Yeah,
we got a former wrestler, an actor,
yeah,
and now a rapper. Like no, because I'm not hating on Dwayne, like I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm just like, this man's, he's a jack of all trades, I guess.
he's just exploring everything that he
Yeah.
can.
You almost kind of have to admire him, or really anyone who does that. I mean, Donald Glover, right?
Donald Glover,
Yeah,
yeah.
that guy's a beast, man. Like he, I'm like, oh my god, this guy's incredibly talented. Like I don't even know what I would say if I met him. You know?
I think I only heard This Is America, but I'm more familiar with him being an actor.
Yeah. Oh, with Community. Community was a good show.
I've never seen it. I've been I've been writing on it. Like I'm still caught up with a bunch of other shows. Like I've just started watching Boardwalk Empire and Vikings as of lately. So it's like I'm bouncing back between two different shows, and then I got a bunch of other ones sitting in the back that I got to get to. I think Community is on my list. Like, it's gonna take me a while before I get into it.
What's your dream guest? Like what's someone you would absolutely love to have on your podcast?
Ah, that's uh, that is a toughie.
I mean,
That
there's a lot of options.
yeah, I think I would love to have. Um, I'm thinking Dr. Dre. You know, like I've been a huge fan of him since his Death Row days and Aftermath. Like, I would love to hear his stories,
Hmm.
his like his methods with recording. Because I hear a lot of stories about how he worked a lot of people when they're in the studio, like to a point having them repeat the same words for hours just to get it right.
Yeah, I hear you. Honestly, for me, I mean it's tricky too, but if we're talking about YouTubers, content creators, it's gotta be the Rad Brad, you know.
Oh,
His name's the Rad Brad, TheRadBrad, and
mhm.
he's a YouTuber. He's got like almost 15 million subscribers or something crazy like that, and all he does is play games, right? Like he does all these playthroughs of the next game, the next new big AAA games, and also some indie stuff too. But he's been around for a long time, and I he never shows his face really. Like you can find photos of him, but it's just mainly his voice in the game. Like that's it. It's really simple, you know, straight to the point.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah,
highly
like
recommend him. But he like he gets a lot of attention, but I don't think I've ever seen him do any interviews. You know what I mean? Like any significant interviews. Like I don't see him on Impulsive, you know, or you know, like
heart to heart.
you know, on any big like podcast or Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I just feel like I have so many questions for him about his career and you know his
yeah,
time just playing games and how that's affected his life. You know, not just financially because of course you know he's amassed a huge audience and stuff, but maybe even just mentally, like you know because he's played so
yeah,
many games and for multiple years, and I'm just curious what is his life like? You know, like what is a day in the life of the Rad Brad like? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
yeah,
It's just questions like that. It's just the kind of questions that are out of the box. You know, just thinking outside of the box and thinking of going deeper. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
just trying to find the best possible questions that aren't necessarily obvious, maybe questions that people wouldn't necessarily ask or
yeah,
probably wanted to ask but they didn't, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. And I've watched the Rat Brad. I haven't been watching him as much lately, to be honest, but I mean, every time there was a game that I was really anticipating, like to get or to at least watch gameplay of, you know, as soon
yeah,
as it comes out, like he's like my go-to guy. Like I go right to him because I know I'm getting quality from him. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I agree.
yeah. So I mean
I
that's my little take on the on him. You know. So
yeah.
yeah, but
I would
what?
I would love to have. like either the Game Grump, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye,
Oh yeah.
or even
Hmm.
um,
Honestly,
Bear Buddy.
a huge one would be like freaking like PewDiePie. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, my God, like I can't I even like comprehend that. Like I mean, what do you ask PewDiePie? You know, like,
Yeah,
he's been around for years, man. He's just such a legend.
he
You
is
know.
a YouTuber.
Yeah, like he's oh my God, like he's he's in the history books, like without a doubt. Yeah.
I do like to have this YouTube duo called Bear Buddy.
Hmm.
Like I hit them up on Twitter every now and then, and they said that they would definitely be on board with being guests. And
Oh
like I
damn.
guess, yeah, I guess the only issue with recording with the Bear Buddies is the fact that they're all the way in the UK, so it's like the hours are completely different. It's
Oh.
like a quarter to 2 o'clock here,
Mhm.
but I got kids like early morning, afternoonish in the UK.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's. I don't even know what difference that is in hours. That's crazy. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
I've never been to the
uh,
UK. I've never been to the UK before. I haven't been outside of the country yet, but
you know,
yeah.
um, but like there are other people that I did have as guests. I got Kadeem the King.
Hmm.
He was another YouTuber all the way in Detroit. I did time that he can be like a returning guest
Hmm.
sometime in the future.
Oh really?
Yeah. You know, it's like I would love to have guests I've had before come back again.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hear you. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Let me find your Spotify. Uh, somewhere I don't remember.
Hmm.
I think I completely lost it.
Wait,
Like
what?
I think I completely lost your Spotify is like buried under a bunch of other artists and
Oh, my
podcasts.
Spotify profile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I found it. Yeah, there's like uh, 4 episodes and one was like a trailer EP for Indecisive.
Yeah, my EP, my debut EP, There's No Time to Be Patient. It's coming soon, man. Like August 4th. I'm super excited. This has been in the works for at least like a year and a half. It's been a minute, so I'm really excited to share that, and to see what people think.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's got a really it's got a theme to it, you know what I mean? Like it's got a sound to it that, is interesting. But I don't really want to give anything away, because I've been very secretive about this project. Like the only people who've actually really heard any songs from it have been me, my mom, and Papa
yeah,
Los, and that's pretty much it. So like three people, just because
yeah,
I don't know why. I just don't like. I guess I've just kept this so secret for so long because I just wanted to be like a surprise. You know what I mean? Like just something where like when you listen to it, you're like oh snap.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
it just
yeah.
like
Hmm.
up on the list.
But it's worth it though. I can definitely say that this is something that you do not want to miss. Like you gotta listen to it because it's just it's just got a special place in my heart. So
Yeah,
yeah, and it's funny because I think I mentioned that to you about working on music, And you said yourself that you thought about working on music. What was up with that?
I'm a little bit on the fence about it.
Why?
I don't know. It's like I'm. It's not that I'm not really the like type of vocal artist, but it's just I wouldn't know where to start, and there's so many different apps, and I don't really have the musical skills or experience. So it's like I'm kind of leaning on it, but at the same time, like I don't want to end up mashing a whole bunch of stuff on the channel on the podcast. Like,
Right.
hey, I do this and this and this and this and this. Oh, I also forgot to mention I also do a shit ton of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, you know, I, I mean, it's up to you. In terms of apps, because you mentioned apps, I would say that try to. It's up to you again, but maybe try to avoid maybe try to avoid like any like smaller apps or like maybe lesser established apps. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to say it. So apps like FL Studio, right?
Yeah,
I would personally try to go for apps that you're gonna get the most like tools with. You know what I mean? That you can fully use everything at your disposal. That you can you know just
yeah,
because
yeah.
because there's just certain apps that are really limited, and you want to have something like FL Studio or something big. Like, yes, it does cost money, and FL Studio is like, I think $150, but it's just like a one-time payment. But I mean, I figured that if you are gonna start working on music, even though I know that you're not musically inclined, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's never too late to start. So
Yeah,
but because for me, it's like I never like throughout my early years, teens, I never was interested in making music. You know what I mean? Like I never really cared about that, but I only started to kind of dabble into some mobile apps, in the
yeah,
early 2020s, and just kind of just giving it a shot, right? And honestly, a lot of the kind of earlier stuff I made, it was just really generic, or it could have been more, so
mm-hmm.
everyone has a starting point, and your first work might not be perfect, but that's all right, like you can improve, you can build upon it. So I mean, that's
Yeah,
I guess that's my advice to you or whatever. But just I
yeah.
mean, if you ever need to talk to me about it, like I don't play an instrument, I don't read music, but that doesn't stop me from making music. So
Yeah,
I mean, that's just it.
yeah. But the only thing I done that was somewhat music based was I did the intro music for the channel,
Hmm.
intro music for the podcast, and like the little music
Hmm.
sample that I created for the podcast trailer.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think I remember showing you that one.
Yeah, I think also with like when making music, because there's of course that stigma of like, oh, YouTubers making music, like it's gonna suck, right? But it doesn't have to, like, I mean, if you're really passionate, and if there's a song that you're spending like a lot of time with, like it'll
Mm-hmm.
turn out great, you know what I mean? Like it'll be good, it'll be timeless, just for the sole fact that you put the time and effort in, and you're passionate about it, and that's especially going to be evident if you're promoting it a lot. You know what I mean? Like if you want people to hear this, because I mean that's a whole nother thing, but
Yeah,
marketing is extremely important. You know what I mean? Like you could you could spend 100 hours working on one song, but if you don't promote it, then no one's gonna care. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's super important.
yeah. It's like I did a video which was like somewhat of a speaking word poem
Mm-hmm.
kind of video, and like there wasn't really much going on visually,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I recorded myself doing a bunch of things with no audio and recorded my voice reading the poems I've written,
Mm-hmm.
and like a few people were really feeling it, because like I mentioned in the comments how I don't really read my poems aloud. I've never done it not one time because these poems are very sacred, and the time that I do choose
Mm-hmm.
to reveal them, it will be of my choosing. But the reason why I recorded those two in particular is because I felt that they were really like important to just share with the world on what's been going on with me personally, and to use my words to inspire.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the video, I mentioned how like we gotta keep moving forward, no matter what's going on. We just gotta keep going on. We gotta just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I recorded that one like about a few months, or not a few months, about a month after my best friend was murdered in the Antelope Valley. It fucked me up like
Mm-hmm.
really badly, and I was so bummed out. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. Like I was just completely shattered from the
Mm-hmm.
inside because I knew this dude since he was little, and we welcomed each other in each other's homes as family and all that. And like it was a really dark day. So the best way I can really just feel less broken and to like really lift some of that weight is to just write down what I felt. Like, okay, I'm gonna write down what I'm feeling and maybe leave a little message to inspire others that we can keep going.
Wow, that's really inspiring. That's
Yeah,
man, rest in peace to your brother. That's death. Death is not a fun thing to talk about, So
yeah,
it takes a lot, to even mention that. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I just I know I know it's bound to happen, but I just I think probably we just need to like maybe take time out of our days to just thank the ones that we love, like
Absolutely.
just be grateful because especially nowadays, like anything can happen, like we don't there's just so much going on that we I don't know, it's a lot. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah,
I just and sometimes we forget about it, but it's probably important just to be like, let's just take a step back and breathe, and just consider that.
that tomorrow isn't promised.
Yeah,
So, check.
just consider our friends, consider our family members, and just be thankful. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty much, it.
yeah. It's like I live every day with a code,
Hmm.
and I would love to have this like written down on something even long after I'm gone.
Hmm.
Like I would want it to just say, enjoy every second of every day,
Hmm.
and spread as much love and smile.
Hmm.
Or better yet, as the legendary Bob Marley,
Hmm.
live the life you love and love the life you live. Like I think he said it way better than I ever could.
Hmm. I think that's what's so great about art in general, is just that it can convey so many messages, so many emotions, and just
Mm-hmm.
everything that, I mean, it's perfect because it's just I mean, it's whether it's music or film or TV or whatever it is, like I mean even what we're doing right now, like I mean we have the power, we have the tools to make people's days better, or to put a smile on their face and make them feel good. Like you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well,
Like I would,
what?
uh,
What? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
like I would say that I got into poetry mainly because of Tupac Shakur and Maya Angelou. Like I felt passion in what they put,
Mhm.
and I was inspired to do the same thing. And I wanted to do the same thing with YouTube as well.
Mhm.
But what were you guys saying? My African War.
Oh, my I just had a brain fart. No, I forgot what I was gonna say. Uh,
I was thinking that we start the episode because,
yeah, I mean,
like,
this is great. Do you have any final message or any piece of advice you would like to say to me or to anyone else?
word of advice, um, I guess just enjoy the life you live and the people that you have in your life. Tomorrow isn't promised, so just like enjoy every second. Smile as much as you can, and just spread love to anyone, anywhere. I mean, even a compliment will do. It's like at Walmart, I sometimes see veterans in their military suits, and I just like shake hands with any soldier I see and let them know, thank you for your service. You're a hero.
Well, I couldn't have agreed with you anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks, man. I really enjoy talking to you, man. You're really chill, and I'm just,
Thank you.
I really appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Well, wait, were you recording the whole time? I completely.
I've been I've been recording for the last half hour. Yes.
You did recording?
Yep.